Annabelle, and welcome to Meeple Village. Today we're going to do a full run-through of Frostpunk, the board game. Trey Techie asked for this one, and I'm sure a lot of you will enjoy it, so join me at the table and let's play Frostpunk. Okay guys, and I have the game almost set up. I think actually pretty much all set up. There's a few other things that we need to do, but we're going to be playing with Society 2 in the normal level. Let me show it to you. And it has a little bit of text that you can read just to give us an idea of what's going on in our society. And then it also is going to let us know what we start with. So in this game, we start with 13 workers. None of them are sick. 13 engineers, none of them who are sick. 4 children, none are sick. 0 automatas, which I'm probably going to call droids. 2 discontent, none of them active. 3 hope, none of them active. And then these are the supplies: 6 food, 6 wood, 8 coal, and 1 steam core. And so I have already set up all of that. We have 13 workers, which are orange, 13 engineers, blue, 4 kids, and then above that, it tells you how many meeples of that kind you're going to get. So we get 1 children meeple, which I have right here, and these are the upgraded ones, not the regular meeples, which look like exactly like meeples. So these are little miniatures. 3 of the workers and 3 of the engineers. So I have those on my supply. I've got my starting supplies as well: my wood, my coal, my steam core, my discontent, 2 not active, and my hope, 3 not active. I set up the weather. We start on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th space, and it's just going to go up. It's going to get colder. I also set up my map. These are set up randomly. You're supposed to first set these little things. There's about 6 of them, I believe, and you randomly draw until you have 3. So I have wood in this corner of the map, I have coal in this corner of the map, and coal over there. And then the way you set it up is wherever you don't have those in the corner, that's where you start your maps. Oops, and I bumped my tree. So we have a near tile and a far tile, nothing on the end of the map. Near tile, far tile, nothing. Near, far, nothing. And then every little space, which each tile has 2 spaces, is going to tell you what resources go on there. So we have a steam core here, we have 2 coal, 1 coal, etc., 2 trees. So I've set all of that up already. Our generator is in the middle. We start with a cookhouse in this particular scenario, and I'll tell you everything that's going to happen when you use the buildings. Where there's a lot more buildings to be built here. There's also buildings that can be built if you pass laws, specific laws, but I'm keeping a lot of stuff off camera just to not overwhelm you, because I think already you should be overwhelmed if you're not already. But I think the best way for you to understand the game is as we play, I'll tell you what's going on, because if I try to explain everything now, you're going to be as overwhelmed as I was the first time I played it. We have a nice and handy tracker of the phases of the game. We're going to play for, I believe it's 12 or 13 rounds. I think it's 12 rounds. And each round has 9 phases, 9 distinct phases that we are going to follow. And some of them are really quick, some of them take a little longer. During the first round of the game, we're going to skip phases 1 through 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to start actually at the action phase. So all the first stuff that happens in the morning and all that stuff, we're going to skip. So let's get started. Got my meeples ready. We're going to take actions. If you look at the card that helps you, this is adjust the number of citizen meeples in the supply. And again, this will be whatever number is above the tokens. So because we have 4 kids, we get 1 meeple. Because we have 13 workers and engineers, we get 3 workers and 3 engineer meeples. And I have them right here. So after we do that, we place the citizen meeples on any spent tokens. But right now we don't have spent tokens. I'm sure we'll get some, so you'll get to see them. And finally, we perform actions. So we go to the map, and that's where we're actually, there's 2 actions here and then some on the map, and we can go. So the first action that I'm going to take, what's it going to be? And this is in this art, it's a worker placement resource management game. You're really trying to make sure that you keep up with the food, that you keep up with the coal, that you keep up with the buildings. There's like most worker placements, there's a lot of things you want to do and not enough meeples to do it. So we'll see how it goes. So first off, the first thing that we need to worry about is if our actions are heated or not. And that's important. And that's this tracker over here because it's cold. It's, I guess, 4 degrees cold. That's not what that means. But we're over here. That's how warm we are. And all of that is how cold it is. And any actions that we take are going to be cold right now. We need to fuel the generator in order to heat it up, to heat up our little wonderland over here, our little paradise. So the way you do that is by spending coal. Now we started with 8 coal. So if I wanted to make, let's see, for example, if I wanted to jump up 1, I'll have to spend 1 coal. And then now what that means is you draw an imaginary line right here, and anything that's red has a red border, like this building right here, is now heated. And also anything that's in the generator tile. So this over here, that over there, and that over there, that's all heated right now. So because I probably want to go and gather some resources so that I can build more efficiently, I'm going to just spend 1. And you can do this before you place a meeple, you can fuel the generator a little bit. So I'm going to send one of my workers, and when you gather resources, if you gather resources and it's heated, you don't get sick. But if you gather, let's say I was going to gather resources all the way out here in La La Land, it will be a cold action because, well, let's go through these. This means red buildings. This means orange buildings, and you can see the buildings here. There's some red. There's some that are white, which are special. They don't need to be placed. People don't need to be placed there. That's why they don't have a color. But there's yellow, which are the hardest ones to heat. And then over here is how far we are from the generator, because obviously the closer you are to the generator, the easier or the more heat you're going to get. So this is the generator tile itself. This is one way. So it will be the what they call the near tiles. And then finally, to heat up the far tiles, it's really hard. So we want to avoid trying to go to the far tiles if at all possible. But what I want to do is I want to get some wood so we can start building, because buildings in this game are super important. All right, so our first meeple is going to go gather some wood, and all you do is you place the meeple in the tile where you want to gather the wood, and you collect 2 resources. So having done that, and because he was in the generator tile itself, it is heated, so nobody gets sick. We avoided that one. I'm sure we weren't able to avoid all of them. So next up, I think it's time to build so we can have more buildings where we can do things. So in order to build, we can bring a meeple over to the building spot, and those actions are always heated, so that's great. And he can do 3 sub actions. So he can build 3 things, or he can dismantle 3 things, which means getting rid of a building. Obviously, we don't want to get rid of any of our buildings yet, because we don't even have so many in there. So the first thing I do want to build is a factory, which costs 2 wood. You can see the cost here in this circle. That's 2 woods, and that's going to help us make some droids. So I'm going to build that. I'm going to pay my wood. I also want a hunter's hut, which costs 1 wood. So I'm going to pay for that. And I think maybe a workshop, and that's also going to be 1 wood. And that's the 3 buildings that I can build. I'm going to pay my wood. And let's go placing. So the hunter's hut is a yellow building, but if I upgrade it, it turns to red. Also, I need to be careful. I need to put these things in places where they're empty, because if I place it on a place that is not empty, I lose all those resources, and I want to gather some resources if I can. So because this is a place where I might need to heat, for now at least, I'll put it there. The factory though is red. It's easier to keep heated, so we'll put it far away. And the workshop, fortunately, I don't see any other tiles, any other places where I could put it that will actually are empty. So we're just gonna put it here. And that is that. All right, so that was the first action. And then for my second action, I'm going to go ahead and use the factory. Now, if you notice, the factory has a little engineer sign, little blue hand sign. That means that an engineer has to go to that spot. You cannot send a regular worker. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to send an engineer. And what that does, actually, I wanted to go to the factory, not what is the same thing. We need an engineer here. What that does is, and this is heated because the red buildings are still heated, What that does is I can pay a steam core and I can make a little droid. So I'm going to pay my one and only steam core, but I'm going to get a droid. And this is my automation. I will probably call it a droid, and it goes in my supply. Now, automations are really cool because, well, this automation doesn't want to stand up. Come on, dude. Yeah, there we go. Because, well, they're droids, so they don't sleep, so they don't need a nice warm place to sleep. They don't eat, so I don't need to feed them, and they don't get cold. Obviously, they're droids. I've never seen a droid wearing a jacket, although that'd be cute. So my R2D2 here is going to help me do some actions that might be cold, and I don't want to set my workers out because they will get sick. And I'm going to actually put them to work right now. I do have to pay a call to do that. I'm willing to, and I'm going to send them over here to this action which is always cold. And I'm going to go ahead and use them to send them here. This action is always cold, so no matter what citizen I send out there, it would be a cold action. And what I can do is I can place 2 near tiles or 1 far tile. And I have to pick blind, and I think I want to place 2 near tiles and start seeing what's around, especially because, well, there might be a reason why. Let's check it out. Okay, so we get one that's going to have some wood on it, and we'll place the other one, I don't know, here. And okay, this one's gonna have coal. Another thing that I should have done during setup and I didn't because I didn't want to overwhelm you guys was I was supposed to take some citizens, and I was actually supposed to discard one, and I forgot to do that. In a solo game, you take 7 and you discard 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, I don't want to overwhelm you. I'll show you what they do as I play them. Let me find which one I'm going to discard. And at the beginning of the game, when you discard it, you have to pay the cost. So we have to remove 1 wood from the map in order to get this guy discarded. And you have to do that. You have to be able to pay that cost. Once we do that at the beginning of the game, this is ignored. And all we care about is what type of worker is it. So this is a worker, not an engineer. And then the ability that he can do. And then sometimes when things die, we might have to resolve the bottom. I'm sure things will die, so we'll get to see all of it. And these cards are kind of cool because they'll let you do an action that you can normally not do. Sometimes they're not as good as the normal actions, but like for example, you cannot use children to perform actions, but with these cards you can if the card allows you to. And I have a couple of children cards, so maybe I'll get my children to do some stuff for me. And actually, I think I'm going to start doing it right away. I have a card, and you can only do 1 card per round. So once I play this one, I can't play the other ones. Might as well just put them aside. But I did find one that I kind of like. So this particular one is, I don't know his name, Jason Schuck. I love that they give him names though. And he's a child, and what I can do is I can do a construct action with a child, which I usually can't do. He must be a master builder. He must be, I don't know, a genius. Perform up to two construct sub actions. So usually when you go to the construct, remember you get 3, but because this is a child, we're only getting 2. Good enough. And this guy gets out of the game or discarded. I don't think there's a way to get them back. We're going to put our child here in the worker place. And then I want to make a gathering post, which takes 1 wood. So there we go. And I also want to make a medical post because things are going to happen. People are going to get sick, and that's 2 wood. So I'm almost out of wood already. And then we have to find a place to put them. The medical post will upgrade to red, and so would this one once I upgrade them. So I don't need to worry about placing them too close. I will put the medical post here and the gathering post there for reasons that you will see soon. Next action, I'm going to go ahead and go to the workshop. And in the workshop, that's a building. By the way, I have buildings for all of these things. I'm going to get them in a minute. In the workshop, let me finish this. There's 2 things that you can do, and you can do 2 things. And there's 2 different things that you can do. You can do the same thing twice, or you can pick 1 and 1. One of the things that you can do is you can upgrade buildings. And I only have 1 wood left, but I would like to upgrade my gathering post. Which, if I look at the gathering post, it takes the number on the top is how much it takes to build. The number on the bottom is how much it takes to upgrade. So I'm doing that. So I'm switching this to the other side so that it's a heated action. Because remember, I need to keep that heat under control. The other thing that you can do has to do with an action that you can take the first time you go to a workshop, and only the first time. After that, you won't do it again. And that has to do with technologies. So at the beginning of the game, we draw 4 random technologies that you can start developing as soon as you build a workshop. That's why I wanted to build the workshop sooner than later. This workshop can only be used by an engineer, so that's why I have a blue guy there. And we're going to pick one of the 4. I don't have them out here because I didn't want to overwhelm you. I do have my technology tokens here that we're going to be using to track when the technology is built, because it's going to take a while. Let me show you. All right, this is our technology we're going to get started on. It is a charcoal kiln upgrade. Whenever you use a charcoal kiln, which we don't have any yet, but I'm thinking of building one, you may remove a tree from any map tile instead of spending 1 wood. So usually you have to spend a wood to get back coal. I believe it's 4 or 5 if you upgrade it. But here, instead of discarding our wood, we get to use the trees that are surrounding us, and of course kill the trees, because that's what humans do. So you see this number down here, that's how many rounds it's going to take us to complete that. So we're going to put our technology here, and then we're going to move this, starting on the round we're at, we move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would come in 1, 2, 3, 4. It will come in. It will be done during the round 5 of the game. By the way, we should have tokens here because I didn't reveal our thing. I'll do it in a minute. But before I do that, because we need to know what we're doing to win and to lose. I'll tell you in a second. Anyways, I don't want to interrupt my action. I'm at the workshop. I upgraded the gathering post, which is great. Now it's heated. And then the other thing that you can do when you are at a workshop is, instead of upgrading things, and I'm out of wood, so I can't upgrade anything else because most things take wood to upgrade, as depicted here. Some take steam cores, is that you can kind of speed up how fast your technologies get built. So for my other action, I can speed the research of my technology and move the token 1 towards the round marker. And that's what I'm going to do since I have no wood. All right, now, what are we here to do? Well, there's a billion ways of losing in this game. And most of them, of the boards, have reminders. For example, if you get 5 discontent, there's a reminder there with a skull. You lose the game. if 10 people die, you lose the game. Where else? If you are hungry all the way here or there, you lose the game. I mean, not hungry. If you're sick, this is the sick marker, and you'll see that. If you're hungry, 25 people are hungry and you haven't resolved that, you lose the game. So there are many ways. But how do you win the game? And what are we doing in this game? Like, what's our purpose? And I forgot to show you. I've played it a few times, so I know what my goal is. Not that I've won a few times. I pretty much have lost most of them. But maybe this time we'll get there. And let me show you what our objective is. So you can read a little bit the flavor text if you'd like, and then we're going to put markers on round 4 and on round 11. That's when things are going to trigger. And round 4, which is the one that's coming the soonest, we need to have built the beacon in order to kind of succeed. So our goal right now is, if the beacon is built, and then we're going to get hope, we're going to lose discontent, which is really great. So our goal now is to do that. And then on round 11, we're going to have another goal, but guess what? We don't really know what it is right now. We are kind of blind playing the game. All right, so here's that one, and here's that one, and our technology right now is going to be built at the same time as we're going to trigger that, whatever that thing is, that response. All right, 2 more workers to go. One's an engineer, one's a worker. So let's see. I know I want to go to the gathering post. And when you go to the gathering post, you get to pick up a resource from every adjacent space. And a space is this, so we get this and we get that because that tile's adjacent. Nothing adjacent here. From here we get a wood. From here we get that and that. So we just picked up a few things, including wood, and so 3 wood and 2 charcoal. Not bad. Okay, and that action was heated because it's red. And now we have 1 more meeple that we can use, and we probably are going to pass a law. And in this game, it's an adult themed game. You're going to find some laws that are heartbreaking, like child labor. So you have to be careful. You have to make a choice. I'll show you how that's done. We're going to go to the platform, which is here. Now that, because it's in the generator tile, it's a heated action, so nobody got sick from all that stuff. But believe me, people are going to get sick, and soon enough too. And now we're going to choose a law. So we start the game with 8 basic laws that we can choose from, and then we draw 4 randomly. I didn't want to overwhelm you, so I didn't even put them out here yet. But the law that we're going to pass is the child shelter. So the first thing we do is we trash law 1. This is law 2, because law 1 talks about child labor. You can see that this last law 1. And if we are taking care of our kids, then we don't want them to work. So we can never pass this law. Next up, we look here, and that means we're going to get 1 hope. And I'll show you how that's done. And then the child shelter says children will be safer if they stay in child shelters during the day and they won't cause any mischief. Unlock the child shelter building, and the child shelter costs 2 wood to build. When you pass this law and it's introduced, you can immediately build it. And we do have 2 wood, so we are going to build it, and it's going to have room for 4 kids to sleep. I wish that adults could sleep here too, because I don't have any houses for the adults yet. Now, this is an orange building. This is not a valid space to build, by the way, because that's where the drawer is going to come out once we start doing that. If I build anywhere else, I guess we'll just build it here. I need to worry about heating it up, or else it won't even work as a shelter. I wish I would have built the hunter over there, because it can turn into red, but I don't think that space was available when I built it. All right, the other thing that we need to do, of course, pay the wood. And then the other thing that we need to do is each law brings consequences with it. So there's a whole deck of consequences. Each law has 2 consequences attached to it. We have to shuffle those 2 laws and put it in the dusk deck, so it can come to bite us later at night. So I found my 2 consequences. We'll shuffle them. We'll put one here. The other one just gets trashed. This law stays in place. I don't think it's going to matter much, so if I need the room, I'll just keep it over here for now. And of course, once we do that, we shuffle, because we never know what's going to happen. And we can shuffle before we draw. That's fine too. Okay, so I ran out of stuff. I passed my law. I did all my meeples. So we're done with the action phase. It took a while. That's probably the longest phase in the game, because obviously you're sending your workers out. So depending on how many workers you have and how fast you can your actions, it'll get faster as we don't have to talk about what every action does. We go into the dusk phase. So that's when we're going to reveal a dusk card. And it looks like that shelter is already coming to affect us. Child education, bright minds. After receiving intensive courses and on-site training from our engineers, the young apprentices helped to progress our technological research significantly. The right ideas and enthusiasm found fertile ground. If the child shelter is built, and it is, so we get to choose one. Move the development token 1 space backward on the round track, or upgrade a small building by paying its upgrade cost, even if that building has been used this round. So we can either move this and have this thing happen faster, or we can upgrade a building. I think I have a wood. I think maybe I can upgrade my hunter's hut, and the reason being is going to give me a little bit more food when I do. So let's do that. Hunter's hut is 1 wood to upgrade. Then this card doesn't have an X like most cards do. X means to trash it. So we put it in the discard pile here. And once we get one of these social disputes, which is already 1 in the deck, we'll get to shuffle everything back that has been discarded, so we can technically get this card again. Which, hey, that was great. I didn't mind that at all. All right, so we're done with the dusk phase. Like I said, some phases are faster than others. Then we go into the hunger phase. So first, we decrease hunger by spending food as much as possible, but there is no hunger at the beginning of the game, at least. And then we reset the hunger, but the hunger is reset at 0, and then we need to feed our citizens. And that also is kind of tricky. The way it works is you look at the round marker, and you look at what's, like right now we're in round 1. So we look at the top, and we see that right now they want us to feed the children. and just the children. We don't need to worry about feeding the workers or feeding the engineers. So we look at our track and we see that we have 4 children in town. So we only need to spend 4 food. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you think, oh, well, that's easy. Yeah. Next up, we have to feed 13 people, and next up, we have to feed 13 people, and that's if we don't get more people in town, and then we have to feed even more. So it's gonna get harder. Beginning of the game, easy does it, but as the game progresses, you get overwhelmed with wanting to do so much and not really having the ability to do it. Hunger phase is finished. We go to the night phase. We return everybody home. And this is where problems are going to start, because now we need to get these people to sleep in warm places, and we have no warm places whatsoever because we did not build one single place for them to sleep. That was terrible. So actually we did build one child shelter, and that holds 4 kids. So the kid is going to sleep, and you're supposed to lay him down to indicate that they found a nice place to sleep. The droid doesn't sleep, so he's fine. But we are getting 3 workers and 3 meeples that didn't get to sleep anywhere. And what happens is, for everybody that didn't sleep, we get sick people. So we get 3 sick engineers and 3 not children, sick workers. Ouch. That's not the end of the world yet, but we really need to work on healing these people. All right, and we are done. So we are going to start a new round where we're going to go through every single round in the game, and you'll get to see how it goes from start to finish. All right, so we're starting with the dawn phase. If we were playing with more players, we will pass the leadership marker. I don't even have a leadership marker out because it's only me. So let's move on. Move the round marker and trigger anything that's on this spot, but nothing triggers. So we move on to the morning phase. And during the morning phase, we're going to resolve a morning card. So our first card in the game is going to be Light Under the Snow. Our people have spotted a few flashes of light under the snow near the edge of our settlement. They're not sure what is there. With enough time and resources, we can uncover it. So we have a choice. We can either send workers to dig it out, place 1 spent worker token in the supply, and then we're going to add that event, or we don't have enough people. I mean, it's shining. Could it be a droid, maybe? I think we're going to do it. We're going to spend 1 worker, and we're going to add D42. Here's D42, and then you notice it has that X. That means it's out of the game. We're not going to see this morning card again. We also need to place a spent worker, which we'll get to see now. So basically it's this little things, and you put them here on your supply, and you are going to have to use 1 less worker. It's really what it means. It's spent. It can't go out there and do work, which is terrible. All right, but moving on, we did the morning phase, so the generator phase, that's another fun one. First, we can fuel the generator. So right now, if we don't fuel the generator, we're getting 1 sick citizen of each kind, because for whatever the difference is between the heat and how cold it is, whatever is revealed over here, that's how many sick people we're going to get. And I don't want to get another sick kid, because once you pass that 4, from 1 to 4, and you're sick, no big deal. But once you pass, you start getting bad effects. We don't have any sick children, so we could get a sick children, and then, I don't like that we're on the edge here, but we're gonna do it, because the problem is that once you decide not to fuel the generator and you gain your 6 citizens, you're going to drop coal. We're going to be dropping 2 coal from the bank, not from our supply, into the cube tower here. And any cubes that come out are going to stress us, and it's going to start stressing the generator, and it might break. And if we break twice, guess what? We lose the game. So I didn't pay any thing, because at the end of this round, this is going to go all the way down, and we have to fuel it again. So I want to save my fuel so I can have some heated things for this upcoming round. So we're going to drop 2 coal, drop it over here. I think they got stuck. Now what we do is we open the drawer and see how many came out, and none came out. So we got lucky this time, but they're in there, and they might come out later. We would place them here, and we can have 1, 2, I think it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 with no effect. But as soon as we get an 11th, generator overheats, and we have to resolve all of that nasty stuff. So we're going to try to keep it low over there. And we can go to the generator building, which is right on that generator tile, to remove 5 cubes from the stress track. All right, but nothing bad happened. And so we go to the weather phase where bad things are going to happen. So during the weather phase, we are going to go over here to our nice weather chart. We're going to reveal the weather card, and these are always bad. Pretty much it gets colder every turn. So we're going to increase our cold, and we're also going to increase, in this instance, the yellow and the orange trackers. The red tracker is not going to move, thankfully. We get 1 food for every symbol that we have on the board. If we had any expeditions, they will move, but we haven't started any expeditions. I'm sure we will eventually. And then the storm is going to move back in the track 1 space, getting ever closer to us. Great. All right, so first let's resolve this. It gets colder because here it's always cold. The yellow moves and the orange moves. Oh, this should have been reset, which means it's going to be harder for me to heat things up. We get 1 for every symbol that we have on the board. So right now, the Hunter's Hut is the only one we got, and it has 2. So we get 2 food, 1 per symbol. No expeditions, and then the storm moves ever closer to us, and that goes in the discard pile. Okay, we did the weather phase. Review weather card. Oh, no, we haven't finished. Advance the cold marker and heat. Yeah, we did that. Gain food based on the hunting symbols. Advance scouts on expeditions. Yeah, we did all of that. All right, so we go into the preparation phase. And during the preparation phase, we can use our advisor. There's this advisor, and then there's 1 card that we can use in the solo game that will give you more, what do you call them, individuals, more of those cards that help you do stuff during your turn. Depending on how many hope tokens you have. I'll probably use it at some point, and I'll show it to you then. But for now, the only thing we can do, because I don't want to use the other card, is the foreman advisor, which if we exhaust motivation, we can place a near tile, but we don't have a motivation to exhaust. That's this one. Right now it's unexhausted, so we cannot exhaust it. So we're done with the preparation phase. We're going to go back to the action phase. So for right now, you've seen everything that would happen in the game. Of course, things get really nasty really quick. So action phase. Adjust the number of citizens, but I think we're at the same. 1 child meeple in 3 and 3. All right, first thing first, we're going to use our R2D2. And yes, I will call him R2D2 because I'm a Star Wars fan, as you can tell. And we're going to send him, where are we going to send him? We're going to send him to pick up this steam core because I want to make another automation. And that's that. And we use the coal. It would be a cold action because we're all the way down here, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't get cold. So that was that. And then I guess we're going to fuel the generator a bit, at least 1, so that our red buildings are heated. Because I'm going to send the engineer out to the factory, which is a red building. So no matter how far away it is, because it's red, it's heated action. And we're going to spend the steam core to get another droid. Droid number 2 acquired. Okay. If we want to use it, remember we have to spend the coal. But we do want to use it. I'm going to actually send them out to the world. We'll spend the coal. This is why coal is important. And what I want to do is I want to take advantage of this gathering post, which I covered the name, but because I put the cool buildings in there, which I haven't painted yet, I want to take advantage of it as much as possible. And it's going to gather stuff from all around. So I want to place a far tile either here or here. I guess we'll grab the first one here and let's put it down there, sure. And then we reveal it. And it's going to have 4 wood. Okay. 4 wood acquired. Now, of course, we have to go to the gathering post to go get it. We also have another spot where we can build something. We have 1 less worker, unfortunately. Use this guy. So what else do we want to do? I know I want to cure people. But before I do that, let's go to the workshop. And we have wood, yes. So I want to upgrade the medical. That's a heated action because it's red. And then I want to upgrade the medical post. The medical post is here, so it takes 1 wood to upgrade. So we'll do that. That way this is also heated, because let me tell you, we need as many heated buildings as possible. And then I could upgrade something else. Is there anything else I want to upgrade? I don't think so. No, there's nothing else we can upgrade. Everything's been upgraded to the max because the cookhouse and the child shelter cannot be upgraded. That's why it has little diamonds next to their name. So we're just gonna move our tech. And next up, now that the building is heated, I'm going to visit the medical post with my guy, my engineer. But I'm going to go ahead and cash in Raphael Cure, who is an engineer, which is the Meeple I just used, to use a building, the medical post, infirmary, or care house to activate care and then perform the building's cure effect. So he gets discarded. We're going to activate care, but before we do that, we're going to do the cure. So we cure 4, and we better. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4, because that's the number of children we have. Children are pretty healthy for now. This is on the wrong side. We have not had any badly injured yet. And then we get to activate what is it? Care. And when you activate something that's specific, what you do is first you go draw from the bag, and then if you happen to have the one that they mentioned, then you get to activate it. So here's our hope, and we have care. So whatever we get from here, it doesn't matter. We get to activate care, but let's see what we get. We get another care. Okay, and then we just activate one of them. So there we go. So from now we are winning. There's more hope than discontent. That's a good thing. All right, and now I know I want to use my gathering post. I only have one more Meeple that I can use. So let's go gather some stuff. That tile, this tile gets me that. My own tile gets me that. This tile gets me this, and this tile gets me this. So I got a couple more, a little bit more stuff. And that was a heated action because it is a red building. So far we've been okay with using only red buildings. So we're okay with not, I mean, a lot of people are going to get sick though, which might be a problem, but I might be able to fuel the generator. I mean, I should be able to fuel the generator later. And so far 2 children are getting sick, which is not terrible, and then 1 of each. So it's okay. I think we're okay. I mean, I say we're okay, but all of a sudden we're not going to be okay. Watch. And I only have one more Meeple left because the child cannot be used. So I'm going to come here and build. I only have 6 wood. So I can build 2 bunk houses is what I'm looking at, because this guy's got to find a place to sleep. So let's do it. That's all my wood, which is terrible. You see that at the beginning of the game, you think everything is hand and dandy, but now we're running out of resources, just like in real life. You know, you start cutting down trees, what you gonna do? All right, so where am I gonna put these things? Now these, I guess we'll put them here. They're orange and they cannot be upgraded to red. They just turn into ruins. So I'm gonna have to start heating up all the way to orange, which might be a problem in the future. Let's see. And I think that's it. So everybody's acted, so we're done. So we're gonna go to the dusk phase and draw a dusk card. And we get our first social dispute, which is good. So you'll get to see how that works. Mistrust. Trust dies, but mistrust blossoms. If you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, yes we do, you may exhaust 1 hope token to perform the corresponding effect. Okay, well, the only one we have active is care. So we could exhaust care to cure or treat 3. Hey, I don't think that's bad at all. We just got our care activated somehow. I think it was our engineer that went to the medical post. We'll exhaust it to cure 3. That means everybody, right? 1, 2, oh no, not everybody. I guess we'll have, I know a worker, 2 children. I should probably heal the children just because I know 2 of them might get sick if I don't fuel this. So sure, let's do the kiddo so that I don't have to fuel the generator. In this social dispute, what happens is it's out of the game. We're not going to see it again. We have a whole bunch of others. We get to see and take a look at which one we're going to add to the deck next. It looks like we're adding distrust, and if you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, so pretty much the same thing. So when we add a social dispute, what happens is not only do we add that one, but everything that's on the discard pile also gets shuffled back. So we might get our kids something that had to do with the shelter, I believe. All right, so we did that, and off we go. All right, so we've taken all of our actions. We did our dusk phase. Now we go into the hunger phase. There is no hunger, thank God. However, So we're not gonna resolve whatever's here. If there was hunger, we would get a +1 discontent, be another one of these red tokens, but we're not hungry yet. But we're gonna get hungry because we have to feed, in this round, we have to feed the engineers, and there's 13 engineers, and I only have 9 food. So I spend all my food, and then 10, 11, 12, 13. So we are 4 hungry now. But now this doesn't trigger. That only triggers at the end of our next phase. So if we manage to bring that down, we will be okay. Which means I need to gather some food next turn, probably. All right, we did that, and then we go to the night phase. We finally have some places to sleep. Not too many, though. This guy, this gets discarded, but he also has to sleep somewhere. So let's see. Let's bring them all back. We know our children are taken care of because of the child shelter, but we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spaces for people to sleep, and right now we only have 4. So two individuals are going to get sick. Two things. That was terrible. So we'll do 1 and 1, I guess, and we'll do it like that. And with that, we are done. We're going to another round. And the first thing we're going to do, of course, pass the leadership marker, but we don't have it. So we're going to move the round token marker, and this gets built, ladies and gentlemen, which is great. So we're going to, this is the inactive side. We're going to actually put it active side up. Of course, it's the only one here. I know it's active. And from now on, when you use a charcoal kiln, which I don't think I haven't even built, but I will build it. I can use a tree instead of spending a wood. So that might come in handy. And what happens is once you activate one, you can pick another one and start developing it. So the next technology we're going to build, it's going to be this advanced automations, because automatons actually, because I do have a couple of those, and you may use any building with an automaton meeple. If the heat marker level is higher than the red heat range indicator level, automatons do not cost coal to use. Automatos. Oh, I can't say that. That's why I call them droids, because I can't pronounce that. And that's going to be 5 away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right here with the storm, put it down there, because the storm is probably going to move. Also noteworthy, in this round, we have to finish that beacon. If we don't, bad things are going to happen. So we need to get some wood. It looks like at the gathering post we might be able to get 3. So that's a way we can do it, and we need to build that. So let's see how that works out. All right, so that all happened because the tracker got there. So we're done with that. Then we're going to go to the morning phase and draw a morning card. We get fear of a food crisis. Yeah, we do have 4 hunger right now. Many of our citizens know what hunger feels like. They all fear it. Can we do something about it? So here are our choices. We can promise that hunger will never be a problem, which will add +1 care, which would be nice, but then we're going to have to probably deal with that at some point. Promise that there will be enough food supplies to feed the hungry, which just adds another event, which probably also bad later, or ignore, which we will get a discontent. So we're going to go for the fast rewards and get +1 care and deal with D12 at some point later in the game. And then this gets trashed, that's why it has that X. So here's D12, and then we're going to, which one was it? Activate 1 care, I believe. So again, and we have 2 care that are inactive, but we first get to draw 1 blind, and its justice is going to go inactive, and then one of our cares gets activated, which is great. All right, we did the morning. Now we're going to our favorite, the generator. Ay, ay, ay. So if we don't touch it, we're getting 2 sick children and 1 of everything, one worker. So I think we're not going to do it because we're only dropping 2. I could save one of the kids from getting sick, but I'm not even going to. I'm going to just go like that, and we'll heal them hopefully during this turn. We're dropping 2. What comes out? Whoops, we missed one. All right, I think they both came out. Let's see. Yep, they're both here. Yes, okay. So our first 2 added to the stress track right here, but we're still okay. Remember, when we get up to 5, we can use a generator building to fix the generator and get rid of those. All right, so we did that. We need to gain, oh, we did that. Okay, so yes. Gain 6 citizens, replace any cubes, check for the generator breakdown. No, okay. And now our favorite, the weather. So this time the weather goes up by 2. Oh man. But only the yellow moves. The orange and the red are going to stay the same. We get 1 food for every hunter thing. And we don't have any expeditions. And then the storm is moving 1 towards us. All right, so 2 here. But then only the yellow is going to move up. That might help with us. And then this gets reset. 1 food for every. So we get 2 food. Not enough to cover our hunger needs. So in this round, we go to feed the workers, so it's another 13 we have to somehow find food for. It's going to be tough. All right, we need to get some more hunter huts out there, I guess. In any case, we are done with the weather phase. Did we move the storm? Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Did we? I don't think so. Moves 1, yes. All right, preparation phase. If we exhaust motivation, but we don't have motivation, if I get 1 more of these, 1 more, I can use my card because it'll give me the best effect. Even if they're inactive, they'll give me more citizen cards, and I really do like those. So we're going to the action phase where we adjust, but nothing has changed up there. We still have the same amount of people, so all of our stuff is here. So we can go take some actions. All right, for our first action, you know it. We're going to use one of these guys because they're just too good to pass out. And there's no more steam cores to collect. But I think we need some wood because we need to build that beacon this turn. So we're going to go here to this faraway land. And even though it's a cold action, he doesn't get cold. R2D2 is strong. So we'll do it like that. And then we're going to need to use a little bit of fuel to heat this up so that our red buildings are now nice and warm and toasty. We're probably going to have to spend 2 more to get the orange buildings heated because the bunkhouses need to be heated, or at least 1 more because the bunkhouses are 1 away. Nope, it will be over here because that's 2 away. I mean, that's 1 away from the generator tiles. So yeah, we're going to have to spend 2 more, so we need to keep that in mind. But that will do it later. What else do we need to do? We need to, I wish there was a steam core anywhere, but there isn't. I need to find more wood. So I'm going to get one of my workers out to this nice and toasty gathering post. Wait, before we do that, let's make sure that this is as good as it can get. So we'll use another droid to take it out and reveal another far tile. Let's see what we get. Oh, nice. Okay. A little bit of coal. That works nicely. If it would just go in there. Okay, there we go. 3 here and 2 here. Now we can send our worker. Oops, we fell down to the gathering post. And from this tile, nothing. From this tile, 1, 1, 1. From this tile, nothing. From here and from here. And we've got some resources. Now we can build. We have the coal to warm up the bunkhouses, so I'm happy about that. We are going to send a worker, that's a warm action, to build. And I know that I want to build a beacon. That's going to take me 3 wood. So wait, hold on. We need 2 more wood. How can we do that? Can't unless we get someone sick. Because I want to build, let me see. Oh no, we're good. We need 3 for the beacon. Just that. And then I'm going to build 2 of these charcoal kiln things because now that we have this technology, we can start getting rid of trees. So that's 1 each. But actually I want to upgrade one of them. Is there a way I can get another wood? I don't think so. Well, there is if I make someone sick. And then I could upgrade them both. So I guess we'll go like that. We'll spend all our wood again. And now the beacon is going to be a problem because we have to build it somewhere where we need to get rid of stuff. We can put it far away, so I guess we'll get rid of these 2 coal. Okay, that's kind of sad. And then the charcoal kilns, where are we going to put them? Well, there's no more wood here, so how about putting 1 there? And then, it's going to be warm. I guess we'll put it here, so we get rid of these 2, or actually, Let's get rid of this 3. I know it sounds like a lot. Oops, it's on the wrong side. But gathering resources here is a cold action, and this I'm hoping to upgrade. We're going to lose that 3 coal, which is very painful. All right, next action. We're going to the workshop so we can upgrade all this stuff. My engineer dude is going to let me perform 3 workshop effects instead of just the 2. But of course, before we do that, we need to get more wood. So I would have sent, I guess, this worker to collect the 2 wood so I can upgrade the stuff. So he would have gotten sick. And then the 2 wood is going to be what I need to upgrade my new stuff. So there's one upgraded. And where I put the other one? Over here. So now they're nice and toasty. And again, we have no wood. I need to heal. So we're sending one guy to heal 4. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll do it like that. And then I guess we need food because if not, we're going to grow hungry. So we'll have to send this guy to get 5 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at least. We won't suffer any effects because we will get rid of the hunger. Of course, then we're going to get real hungry because, well, yeah, it is what it is. So, and we still have some food, some wood, what is it called? This left. So we just have to move it up 1 because all of our bunk houses are here. And of course, we're still sleeping in the cold. Some of us are at least. But that's it. I only have one child, and the child can't do much. I should probably pass another law soon. But for now, I guess we don't have any more workers, so we can't. So let's move on to the dusk phase. We get another social dispute. This time it's distrust. We have to distrust each other. It is our only defense against betrayal. If you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, and we do, you may exhaust 1 hope to perform the corresponding effect. The only one we have active is care. So care will be build an upgraded medical post for free. Upgraded and everything. Well, that's actually not bad. And this one gets trashed. So we're exhausting our care. We're building this for free. And it's upgraded, so it's nice and toasty red. So I like it. Now we have 2 places where we can cure, and we're gonna need to because we have no place to sleep. All right, and then we're gonna get suspicion. If you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, you may exhaust 1. So yeah, so we'll put that one here, shuffle it, and that's our dusk. So we move on to our hunger phase. Decrease hunger by spending, yeah, so we are no longer hungry, but we also lose a lot of food. And then we have to feed, unfortunately, our workers, which we have 13 of. So that's 2. So it's 11 hunger. So ouch. And we didn't build any hunters' huts. So yeah, that's not good. We haven't found any food out there other than the 5 food that we found at the beginning. All right, well, that was that. And then we're going to the night phase where we're going to return everybody. And pretty much the same situation because we only have, they're toasty because, yeah, we warmed them up. So we're good there. Let's get our droid back. And one more thing that I forgot. Well, now that we have our beacon, we can start expeditions. And I have them here. We were supposed to have these set up at the beginning of the game, but I didn't because I didn't want to occupy extra space. But we should have 3 like that. And now that we have the beacon, we can have 1 active, which means we can send one of our guys on an expedition. And up here, it kind of tells you what we might find. Here is resources, and here it could be resources, it could be people, it could be a surprise. And the good thing about sending people out on expeditions is that we don't need to provide a warm bed for them to sleep in. All right, so we have 6 that need sleeping and only 2 beds. So again, we could do it like that, I guess. And hopefully we'll be able to reduce it next turn. So much to do, so little time to do it. But that's our night phase. Nobody gets, we just advance the sickness a little bit. All right, so now we are moving on and we are hitting that threshold and something is going to happen. So first thing, we're going to move that. We're going to look at our scenario card to resolve whatever happens in round 4. Are we alone? Civilization has fallen. We, the survivors, traveled in a convoy that split into several groups to increase the chances of reaching a functional generator. Our group succeeded. What fate has befallen the others? Lining up a signal to guide the lost souls will help to answer that question, which is why we built the beacon. Round 4. If the beacon is built, go to A. Yes. The beacon shines bright. +1 hope or -1 discontent, and then we're going to reveal and resolve SO2. Finding winter home. The beacon's light guided refugees scattered across the frozen wasteland to our settlement. Amongst them were scouts from Winterhome, as it turns out. It is the nearest occupied settlement. However, the news they brought is alarming. They say no other beacons were lit, not even the one at Winterhome. What has happened to Winterhome? So now we're going to place SO5 white side up in the expedition displays. Choose A or B. We can let the refugees enter our city. We gain 1 hope, gain 5 workers, 1 engineer, and 3 children, or we can turn them away. Ouch. Well, all of them are bad because turn them away will lose us a hope. This will gain us a hope, but we also gain a bunch of people that we need to feed and put to bed if our meeples increase. But I think we're gonna let them in. We have to do the right thing, right? And then this gets trashed. And the other card we have to add is this one, scenario 5. And it's another place. We're going to Winterhome. So we can send somebody to start going out. And remember, we can only have 1 expedition active at a time. Most probably it'll be this one because I think it's part of the scenario, finding out what happened to Winterhome. All right, so I showed you everything. Let's backtrack a little bit. I placed it. We are going to gain 1 hope. So we can activate one of these. If we activate motivation, we can place a near tile. Let's do that. So we're gonna activate. We can choose whether we want to do that, or pick another one, which I want to pick another one, but I think there's another way we can do that. Now we gain 5 workers. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to increase our meeple count to 4. But again, that just means we need to feed 1 more. We also gain 1 engineer, which is not going to change the amount of engineers we get. Then we're going to get 3 children, which is going to give us another child meeple. But that's okay. We have space for them. We have a child shelter, so I don't care about that. Pretty much, they're just occupying space because they don't really help. Although sometimes they do help. All right, we trashed this one. And then the Are We Alone, we get the beacon shines, 1 hope or -1 discontent. And I want to get that hope because if I do, I'll be at max and I can use my advisor, not my advisor, but my solo card that you can use, and it's going to be at maximum use. So I'm just going to pick one from the bag and we get another justice. Wow, we are very just people. Nothing is activated, but we are just. Okay, and all of that happens because we got to that point in the story where things happen. So we finished with the dawn phase. We're going to go to the morning phase and see what befalls us now. We get dissidents. A rumor hits the street. Supposedly, there's another city not too far away, more prosperous and advanced than ours in every way. A separatist faction forms, striving to migrate to this fantastic place. Yeah, well, good luck with that. All right, there's nothing out there. Anyone who claims otherwise is a danger to themselves and society. Institute house arrest. Place 1 spent worker token in the supply, and we'll get to trash this. No more events going to happen. Fulfill their demands and let them go, but they are never to come back. Only if you spend 2 resources, lose 2 workers, and then we'll have an event later. Oof, I don't know about that. And here, indulging this train of thought might not be such a bad idea. Securing cooperation with another functioning city might prove invaluable. All right, and we can add 48 to the dusk deck. I mean, we just got word from Winterhome that there's no beacons are lit. So what are these people thinking? You think really that someone's gonna be more advanced than us? I mean, look at us. We're super cool. I would rather trash this. So I am going to place 1 spent worker token in the supply. We just got a new worker, so it'll just be like a regular turn. Of course, he has to sleep. Maybe we can build houses, although I see no wood out there. So there's our spent worker, and this gets trashed. So we move on to our favorite, the generator phase. And if we keep it the way it is without fueling the generator, we're getting 2 workers, 2 engineers, and 1 child sick. And I think we're going to keep it because I'm running out of coal. So 2 workers, 2 engineers, and was it 1 child? Yeah, 1 child. Yeah, it is what it is. And then we're going to reset this. I have two medical posts now. They're both nice and warm and toasty. Of course, I need to use my engineers for that, which sucks because I want to use my engineers for other things. But, and there's hunger. I mean, things are starting to get messy for sure. Uh, and it's only round 4. We gotta survive until 12. All right, so let's see. So we're not fueling it. We're not putting any cubes in. That's the good news. And that's that. So weather phase. Here we go. Everything is moving except for red. We get 1 food for every hunter symbol. We still don't have any expeditions out there. And the storm is moving 1. So it gets a little colder. This gets a little colder, and this gets a little colder. This one stays. We still only have 2 symbols, so that's only 2 food. That's not bueno. We really need to be working on this food. No expeditions. Storm is getting ever closer, even closer than our technology. All right, that's discarded. And we have finished the weather phase, so we're going to the preparation phase. And because I am full, I'm going to use the card like I said before. So here's my call to rise. This is only used in the solo game and during the preparation phase, which is happening now. This card may be played independently or your advisor's card, so I can even use my advisor too. Draw 1, 2, 3, or 4 citizen cards if you have at least 1, 2, 4, or 6 hope tokens. So I have 6 hope tokens. It doesn't say active, it's just to have them. So I'm getting 4 new citizens. Perfect. And then this gets trashed. Okay, so we're moving on to our action phase. And where are the trees? I guess we're gonna have to do without them. And also we need to find some coal because we need to warm things up. We need to pay for our automations. We need to use, I mean, there's so many things we wanted to use. If we use the workshop 1, 2, it's not gonna be enough to get these automations to not cost us anything when they activate. But it is what it is. So let's see. If we use an automation, let's we could have exhaust motivation to place a near tile. We should have done that because it said we could do both. So let's place a near tile. How about, I want to go towards these things because that's going to help me. This one will give me wood, which I desperately need. So probably here. All right, and we find 3 trees. We also find 3 food, which I'm not going to complain about. And the 3 trees can power our kiln, so I'm not unhappy about that. All right, so automations first, I believe. Do we need to explore? We should probably explore here. But is it the time to do that, or should we just go and get resources? Nothing is heated right now, but the automations don't care about that. I think I am going to send them out to check the snow. Spend a coal. And we're going to explore here so we can maybe eventually get wood and do that. I don't know if we're going to do that. All right, so we grab the top one, and like I said, oops, it doesn't want to come with me. We're going to place it here so that we're close to this. We can start, we would have to build, but if we build a wall drill, we can start getting 3 wood when we use that building. What do we get? We get a steam core, and we also get 3 food, which I'm not going to complain about. 1, 2, 3. Okay, at least we might be able to get rid of the hunger. Alrighty, and then we are going to fuel so that at least the red buildings, which luckily they haven't moved from there, are heated. And then now that that's that, we can gather some resources at the gathering post. It won't be much, but it's better than nothing. We do get a wood. All right, I'm still gonna go here and heal 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Leave it like that. Just trying to control that. We need to build more houses but there are no trees to be had anywhere. And our trees were converted into coal by using the action that I'm about to use now. The charcoal kiln, which is, that's the bunkhouse. There it is. We get 5 coal. Now we can at least heat up our bunkhouses, which we need 2 more to heat them up. This round I'm going to use Margaret. She's going to use a building, a medical post to cure 2, and that's a child, so at least we'll get this child doing something for us. She must be learning how to take care of people, because I know we got a free upgraded medical post, so it is a warm action, and healing 2 more. I'm not going to complain about that. So, because we need to keep that low, and I know I don't have enough houses to house everyone. The storm is coming. I mean, all right, what else do we need to do? We still have an automation that we haven't used. I wish there was trees anywhere, but yeah, I don't see any trees. We can go get this. Yeah, why not? Let's get this steam core, because if we do, I need to pay a call for using the automation. We might build another, and then when this is good, then we were really going to have a blast with these automations, because they won't even cost us anything as long as the marker level is higher than the red, what is it, red heat range, which is here, right? Red heat range, I believe so. So I think I should probably grab some food. I don't think. I know. So that's five. One, two, three, four, five. At least we won't go hungry. This time around, we have to feed seven. So I wish there was another place where I could get food, but there is not. We should probably go workshop. We have enough coal. I'm not worried about the coal. I'm more worried about the this. Now that I cleared that up, maybe next turn I can build that, but I would need wood to build it, which is the conundrum. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out for us. Let's see. Let's go to the workshop. And is there anything that we need to upgrade? I don't think so, but we can move this back twice. 1, 2, because I do want to get that as soon as I can. My automations are more efficient. And then I have 2 more workers. Um, I just saw something that I needed to do. Pasta law. The generator is okay. We could go to the cookhouse, but I don't want to waste my food. Let's see. Oh, we want to send one on the expedition, and that's always a warm action. So we only have one guy left. We're going to the factory. We're going to get another automation, believe it or not. It'll take the steam core that we just found, and we can actually use it right away. What do we want to use it on? Oh, I was supposed to have a spent worker, and I forgot. That's why I do it. So in that case, we won't build that. We will change the guy here for the guy here. That way I'm not cheating, and we'll build this next time. Let me get my steam core back. And I think with that, we're all done with our actions. And so we go to the dusk phase. I'm going to reveal another card. And we find our child education again. All right. So remember, if the child shelter is built, choose one, move the development token one space backward on the round track, or upgrade a small building. But we don't need to upgrade anything, so we are getting our technology advanced even a little bit more. Child shelter is really paying off, and that goes on our discard pile. We might put it back in if we find a social dispute, and I don't mind doing this before the storm hits. All right, so that's that. That's the duck's face. Now hunger. So we're going to have 2 food left over. That's it. Seems like this is a struggle. We need to buy more hunter's huts, but we don't have any wood. And now this is the easy one where we only have to feed 7, so it's 5 hunger. So not too bad, but next turn we are feeding 14 somehow. Okay, that was the hunger phase. Now the night phase. Everybody comes back home. All right, our 2 robots don't need to sleep. Our children have the shelter, but we do need to heat it up. So we just need 1, 2, discard 2, so that all of our housing is heated. Should have done that in the action phase, but I forgot. Let's see, but I can pay for it. So, and then we have 6, but we only have space for 4. So again, 2 things are going to get sick. I mean, 2 citizens. So we'll do it like that, and we'll have to heal them again. It's a constant. Use a worker to heal because we're not having no houses. But that's it. And we are back to the dawn phase where we are going to get our technology. So we move over here. And we might get hit by the storm soon. That's activated. And now you may use any building with an automation Meeple. So even if, because usually you cannot use droids if it's a building that requires, let's say, engineers. But now the droids can go to the medical post and start healing. So that's why I kind of want to get into that droid system, because they're getting better. And if the heat marker level is higher than the red heat range indicator, then it doesn't cost any coal to use. We want to make sure that it's above the red. And that triggers, and now we need to find a new technology that we want to research. I think we're going to do night care. Each heated medical post and infirmary provides one sleeping slot for an engineer Meeple. So we do have two medical posts that are red, so it's easy to heat. That will take care of two of my engineers, and that's not going to get ruined by the storm. So I think this one is good. It takes 4 rounds to complete, or less if we can speed it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And that was triggered by the event, so we're done. We go to the morning phase. In the morning phase, we get long hours of toil. Some of our people are so tired they can barely walk. We must do something about it, or efficiency is not the only thing that is going to fail. So we can force them to work. That's +2 discontent. No, thank you. We can let them rest. Place one spent worker engineer token in the supply. Then for each active apathy, place another spent. But we don't have anything active, so that will just be one spent worker. And then if I can exhaust motivation, I can add 14 to the. But I can't exhaust motivation because I don't have it. So we go with number 2, and we'll have a spent worker again. It's either a worker or engineer, our choice. These things are so punishing, but this gets trashed. I think we'll take a worker, and I'm gonna place it there right now before I forget. I only have 2 workers for the round. Wasn't I supposed to have 4? Oh yeah, 3 and the one on the expedition. We're good. All right, so morning crisis avoided. Generator phase. Ouch. We would get 2 engineers, 2 children, and 1 worker. Should we do it or should we heat it up? I don't want to heat it up. I want to save my coal. So 1 worker, 2 kids, and 2. That still doesn't trigger. Actually, the child will trigger. So can we heal? Oof. I can't let that kid get sick. So I'm gonna do 2 and feel it so that I have 1 less sick kid and 1 less sick engineer. Because if I start flipping things, it's gonna get out of control. I won't be able to keep up with it. All right, so then we are dropping 4. Let's see. Oh, only 1. And just so you know, when you use the generator, you can actually use a steam core to upgrade it. And what you do is you put one of these drop that in there, and this helps catch more cubes. But I want more droids, so I think I'm gonna pass on that. We haven't had much issues with the generator, really. We're only at 3 stress cubes. I haven't even cleared it out once. All right, so that's that. The generator doesn't break down. Now we're going to weather. So this time, the blue and the yellow are going to get colder. We get 2 food because we still only have 1 hunters. Oh my goodness. And the guys on the expeditions are going to move 2, and the storm is going to move 2. This should have been reset. All right, it gets a little colder. The yellow gets a little colder, but these things stay, which let's see what happens. Then 2 food because that's all we got. Unfortunately, we need to get more hunters, but there's no wood. All right, expedition moves 2, so slowly but surely, and the storm moves 2, which means that we're going to have to face the storm. All right, storm. If this is round 7 or earlier, go to 1. It is round 5, so 1. We're hit by heavy snowfall. Flip all tents to the ruin site on the map and the building's board. And then we place the storm on marker on round 12. Okay. So actually, we don't have any tents, so we're okay. All right, all our tents are now ruins, and the storm is back. It's gonna come back, and the next time I think it's gonna hit us harder. I think we lose all bunkhouses; they turn into ruin, and that's we have a few bunkhouses. Actually, that's all we have is bunkhouses. We need to start buying houses, but how are we gonna buy houses if we don't have any wood? Well, we need to go here and do that, but first we need to find some wood somehow. All right, we'll worry about all of that later. So we did all that, so now we're going to preparation phase. We cannot exhaust motivation because we don't have anything active. So we're going to move to the action phase and start doing our actions. All right, as usual, well, first we're going to fuel the generator because if we are here, the automations are free. Then we get to use our automation for free. So we save the coal. We're going to send it out scouting. This time, instead of a far tile, because that gathering hut is no longer like important, we're gonna get 2 near tiles. See if we can find some wood or anything. A steam core also. All right, are we gonna put one here and one here? Because if I get a spot and some resources, maybe I can make another gathering post also, although I have no wood, but you know, here's to hoping. And we reveal, oh, wood, okay. And, oh, coal and wood, okay, I'm not gonna complain. The wood, and, okay. Now that I found wood, and I have a steam core, I'm thinking wall drill. Because if I can put the wall drill here, that's gonna generate me wood whenever I go to that building. And because it's a big building, I can actually use it twice. So I can get 6 wood every time I go there and maybe build some houses for those people. So with that in mind, I need to go get me some wood because I need 5 wood and a steam core. I have one, so I only need 4. So I guess as a free action, go here and bring this back. Not a free action, but a heated because of the new technology that I got going on. And then I guess we'll make somebody sick. The engineer? Ugh, I hate sending my engineers out there because I know that I guess we'll do a worker because I know my engineer a worker is here actually. So I'll do a worker here, get him sick, but bring back the 2 wood that I need. I'll send a guy to heal 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kid is right at that edge. I don't like that. Maybe I'll send another one. If I have extra ones, I might send them out there to heal more kids. All right, then we need to build. And before we build, can we get any more resources? We can get 1 wood over there, but what good is that going to do? Huh. What else? We need to heal. We should probably go heal. I do think I have this guy that it takes a worker to go to a medical post and heal 3 of the same kind, though. I think we're gonna do that because I can heal 3 kids, and I don't want the kids to get sick. But here we will heal 4, so probably better to do that and just get the car back and use it when I really need it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna send instead of the worker. I'm gonna send an engineer to heal another 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I keep it low. I really need to build some houses, but I think right now, and that's all warm because everybody's in a red building, and red is heated. So I'm gonna build, and I'm gonna spend all my wood again and my steam core. But I'm gonna get a wall drill built, and of course, if I use it, I'm gonna get sick. So maybe I can wait until next turn and just send the automations there because they don't get sick and start pumping some wood and then build. I still have a little bit of coal, which would let me heat up. Well, I only need 2 to heat up that, but of course, a bunch of people are gonna get sick. For my special action this turn, I'm gonna have this child perform a workshop action. He's gonna come out here to the workshop, and he can only do 1. I would love to heat that up, but to upgrade it, it takes 2 steam cores, so forget it. And I don't think there's anything else that needs upgrading, so we're just moving this 1 so we can get our night care going. All right, 1 more guy, and we probably need to go get food, don't we? Yes, we do. So that's also a heated action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't really want to have that hunger hovering over me. But of course, we're going to get, what is it, 14. We have to feed 14 people plus the 5 that were hungry from last time. Fun times ahead. All right, dusk face. Then we get another social dispute, suspicion. Suspicion always haunts the guilty minds. If you have more hope tokens than discontent tokens, and we do, you may exhaust 1 hope to perform the corresponding effect, but all of our hope is exhausted, so we can't do anything. But at least we didn't suffer the bad consequence. And then because it's a social dispute, it gets out of the game, and we add the another 1 plus the discard pile back to the dusk. So we're going to do indecision. If you have any active hope or discontent, we don't have any, so this is really not going to do anything. And then our children, which the shelter has been more than formidable. All right, so we need to really get working on activating these things. I just don't have time because that costs food. There is a way I can do it. I can pass a law. I do have it. But then it takes me time to pass a law when I need to be healing people, be on healing duty because everybody's getting sick. But now I might be able. I don't even know. It's not going to cost me coal to use the automation, the droids. So I might be able to collect. I do want to somehow get a, what do you call it, a gathering post somewhere around that area. But of course, that's going to cost me wood that I need to use to get a tree. But oh well. All right. So yeah, we did the dusk. So now hunger. So again, we don't suffer any hunger effects. We're only at 2, and we need to feed 14. So we're back. No, are we feeding? Yeah, 14. So we're back up to 12. Wow. Okay. And then next time we have to feed 18. That's crazy. All right. And then the night phase, everybody comes home. The kids can sleep, but then we have 6, and we only have 2 bunk houses, so another 2 get sick. So we'll do 1 and 1 because we keep playing that game of, I heal them and they get sick again because they don't have anywhere to sleep.